I asked a question last episode. I didn't think Tibbs was coming back unless y'all got to the finals.
Yeah.
I
Me
didn't,
either. I think I said like even game 6, and we got to game 6. Nah, you gotta get five. We gotta get to game 7
yeah,
at
you
least.
7, yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wonder. I haven't seen any names thrown out for the Knicks. Have you seen any names of like,
Yeah. There's been a bunch of names. Of course, Mike Malone.
yeah,
Um, Even I heard Jeff Van Gundy. Like the Knicks, when it comes to like coaches and even superstars, like on the tape, like it's everybody could become a Knick. So it's like
yeah,
I heard Jeff Van Gundy, Bood, Bogle. Um, the ones that I would like though, like for them to interview, I would like for them to interview Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins, Johnny Bryant. Guys like that. Those three, and I would even give Jeff Van Gundy an interview. Like, why not? See where his head at.
I like the Jeff Van Gundy pull
Hmm.
because he's actually been coaching.
Yeah,
Like he's been the guy. Like when I was watching the playoffs, Jeff Van Gundy was standing up as much as Tyronn Lue.
yeah,
Not in like an overbearing fashion. Like he was like closer to the bench in his own space, but you
yeah.
could tell like he had the player's ear. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell like, and he worked well with James Harden and Kawhi. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He's dealt with superstars since T Mac and Yao. You know what I'm saying? He's dealt with the New York media. So I'm
Yeah,
not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes guys be gone so long. Excuse me. And like I ain't saying this like it's no disrespect, but like I don't really want to hear Mark Jackson name no more.
I don't want to hear it either.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
he ain't coached in a while. And like it's not just about coaching X and O's no more with these players. You got to know how to deal with these players
yeah,
on a different level. And he may still be able to, you know what I'm saying? But I will want somebody who's been in the mix more recently.
yeah. And not only has he not coached, he hasn't even been on the sidelines. Like
That's what I'm saying.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah, he ain't been in the mix.
yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me?
Even like if he's coaching high school or college, like he ain't doing none of that. He just chilling.
Yeah, you feel me? So I like the Jeff
Mhm.
Van Gundy, somebody who can deal with New York. I was saying, I said Malone from the beginning while y'all
Mhm.
still had a coach. I like the
Yeah,
idea of them figuring out the two-man game with with Brunson and Cat,
yeah.
with just as good of shooters around them and better defenders. You know,
Mhm.
so um I like Sam Cassell.
Mm.
Feel like he should be getting more consideration. I mean, what y'all just gonna let him rot? Like the league gonna just let him rot away in the Celtics bench, man. He doing pretty good over there.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't like Bud for y'all.
Nah.
Frank Vogel is a lateral move. I don't think that's an
Mhm.
upgrade. You keep Tibbs for Frank Vogel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, but he has a championship though. It might be a bubble one, but he got a championship.
yeah, but he's a similar coach though. Like,
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, I don't think he's the guy to get y'all over the top.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think who else? My boy said Mike Davis.
Oh, Mike Brown too.
Mike Brown, my bad. Mike Brown.
Okay.
Text me
Yeah.
Mike Brown. I like Mike Brown. Uh,
Yeah.
I think he can deal with New York because that's one thing you got to think about. You got to deal
Hmm.
with New York. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and Tibbs can handle the media. Like that's one thing he could do. Like he
Hmm.
wasn't phased by that shit. Maybe because I think he's from like New York, right? Is he a New Yorker? I think
I,
so.
I think he's from Massachusetts, I think.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
He could definitely deal with that, but we're gonna see. It don't seem like, and of course everybody gonna say the right things, but it don't seem like the two superstars were in favor of firing Tibbs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then, like maybe they might be putting on for the media, like to make it look like I ain't had nothing to do with that, but
Yeah,
meanwhile you had something to do with
yeah, for sure. I do wonder, hey, Cat I got this nigga fired twice.
it. Yeah.
Twice.
Two
I
time.
I'd have been a respectable coach until you got here. And
Yeah.
I always wonder how the Cat Tibbs relationship was. And
Yeah, I always wonder. I always wondered whether or not Tibbs like Cat, because he like rim protectors. He don't
yeah,
give a damn about offense for real.
yeah, for sure.
So I don't know how that relationship was.
Yeah.
On the outside looking in, it looked like they could tolerate each other, but I don't know. You never know.
Yeah. Well, he ain't got to deal with it no more.
Yeah,
He ain't got to deal with it no more. I would say, I don't know. I don't know what y'all do for a coach because I don't know if there's a coach out there other than Mike Malone that I would look at and y'all be like, oh, y'all gonna win it now with him.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I really don't see a coach that's not a lateral move other than Mike Malone. I do like Taylor Jenkins, but I don't think Taylor Jenkins is the guy for the job.
I think with his experience, I think he's learned because he lost the locker room in Memphis. That's what they say. So
Yeah,
I think I don't know, man. I think I would give him a shot if there's nobody else available. That's better. I would give him a shot.
I don't
He,
think Taylor Jenkins lost the locker room. I think the
mm,
ownership in Memphis tried to give the locker room up
mm,
because they wanted that new assistant coach to run the offense a certain way.
okay,
That
I
was
can see that.
like it was two different voices going on in the locker room.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Taylor Jenkins go somewhere and be like a top assistant somewhere.
You don't think he's gonna be a head coach again?
He could be, but I don't know. Like who needs a coach? Phoenix just added their coach. I mean, it's
Mhm.
y'all. Shit, ain't that many jobs this year so far.
Nah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's normally a lot of jobs. It ain't that many jobs this year. So I
Yeah,
think he goes somewhere, be a top assistant somewhere. Because most of the people they just elevated their guys. Like they took the interim tag off.
yeah. And it seems like the league is going more towards doing that. Like they're not really looking for guys that have already coached. Like a lot of teams have done that. Like the Celtics did that. Um, the Nuggets, like a lot of these teams have done that, and it
They,
seems like they're sticking with doing that. So I don't know.
Sacramento just elevated Doug Christie.
Yep, yep.
Like they're keeping the guy on staff, which that don't really make sense to me. Like I feel like if it didn't work, I don't necessarily see the assistant making that big of a difference. Now,
Hmm.
Doug Christie they did start winning in Sacramento when Doug Christie took over. I don't
Yeah,
think that's a coaching thing. I just think the players just started playing better.
yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah. I heard some names that I don't even want to repeat them because there's no chance that we're gonna get them. Jason Kidd, he coached Brunson, and
nah,
then Ime Udoka. That shit ain't happening. The Rockets will not let that happen. So
y'all don't have the draft capital to trade for those coaches.
nah,
Like
definitely.
y'all have to trade for them, and I don't think
Hmm.
you know
Yeah.
y'all can hope for Doc Rivers to get fired.
Shit, I'm good. That's another lateral movement for me. Like I think, matter of fact,
It's a downgrade.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm not opposed to that.
yeah,
Because I mean, Tibbs was on that Celtics coaching staff. They the
yeah.
same. They the same dude. And
Them together makes a really great coach.
facts, facts. Maybe. Well, I'm sure Tibbs ain't gonna come back as an assistant, but
Nah,
yeah, Tibbs might be the assistant coach in Milwaukee next year. I could see that.
I can see that too. Yeah, for defense,
I could see that.
I wouldn't be mad at it. As long as they don't hire or upgrade Rick Brunson to be the head coach, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
Yeah, nah,
Hold on,
I'm
real
good.
quick. Hold on, real quick.
Uh,
So you not feeling the Rick Brunson elevation?
nah.
Y'all can go full Coach Prime, man.
Nah, I'm good on that. Shit. He could stay as an assistant coach to coach up his son, but
Yeah, he wasn't even like the second guy, right?
he made it look like he was.
Boy, when my son fucking starting point guard,
Yeah,
hell yeah, I'm about to look good.
yeah. He involved himself a lot.
Especially my son is starting point guard, and we both left Dallas to come here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that better come with a job opportunity. All
yeah.
right.
He just got an extension like Tiz did
Really?
last year. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You see the
Yeah.
superstar hand wrapped, and
Yeah.
y'all, you better give me an extension, nigga. Every time Jalen signed the extension, I get the extension.
Yeah.
We're tired.
Be a package deal, nigga.
I don't care who the coach. But the question is though, how can if he can keep his job on the staff though? Because I'm sure a coach gonna want his own staff.
Yeah. But I mean, that's one of them things you might have to concede. Like, I might keep him around.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Maybe.
yeah, and like all bullshit, his son is the starting point guard.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is a situation where I'm kind of need you to be in his ear because you can talk
Yeah.
to him like nobody else.
Yeah. Because
So
it's like, coaches sometimes they have trouble talking to their stars. I don't have a problem with him. I just talk to his dad, like, yo, tell him
yeah,
we need him to play a little more defense. Boom. You know what
facts,
I'm saying?
facts.